Oh, it was always, back them days, it was a big deal to go to Stateline. So, I mean, if, you know, down there, that's where late model everything was going on. Didn't have no money enough to, we used to race some nights a week. My wife had an old Plymouth, 46 Plymouth car, and I was running 55 Fords and stuff, and the Plymouth wheels would fit. We'd come home at night and jack up her car, take the wheels off of it, even put on a race car to go to some racetrack to run and come back. We used to even pull the transmission out of it. Then she got a 55 Ford convertible. We used to put it over a big ditch, drive over the plank, take the transmission out because it had to be a certain, had to be the certain one to fit because the splines on the rear of the transmission was different where the drive shaft went in. Pull the thing out, put it in the race car, go to the race car, and can we get back home midnight, 1 o'clock, put the transmission back in so she'd go to work the next morning.
Work the next day, you gotta fix my car.
You know, yeah, we used to pull the tires, pull the wheels off right off our street car and stuff so we could go racing. We run modifieds.
Right.
And I said we run what, Friday nights or Saturday nights in Olean. Friday nights or Saturday, I can't remember what night we run. But I drove Paul's car, the modified there in Olean that night. And that next weekend, I think Dean drove it at that weekend at Perry. And when he got hit with a rock or something, you know, I think I'm putting it positive that Dean was driving Paul Miles' car when that happened to him, I mean. I'll tell you, we was coming back from Stateline one night. I had a 56 Ford, and back in them days it was always the oil line run along the pan. It was always hop up the oil pump, you'd pull the spring out, put a screw in the oil in the spring to build up the oil pressure and everything going. And we was, I don't know why, I mean, going, but my wife was towing a race car coming back from Stateline, and I was an always early to bed fella. I was sleeping, she said to me, the red light come on, the oil light come on. I said, turn up the radio and gas it.
We didn't go far.
About 2 miles in the engine blow, but what happened?
Wasn't my fault, I told him the lights on.
You turn up the radio and gas it, so we was coming home, I mean.
We drove home because he was sleeping. Gone.
So you were the tow.
Yeah, I was the main driver.
What a hoot. So you were very much part of the team.
Yes, and that one time I woke him up. I said, "Oh, the light is on." He drive the SOB, and I drove her not very far, and she blowed. But I had told him that the light come on. It wasn't my fault.
We used to run 40-60. I used to get 40% of what we won. And then after, I mean, everything was going, finally we just put all the money we won in the kitty, took out for our pit passes, our gas and everything going, our repairs. And the end of the year, me and a car owner, we just split the money. Nice. I remember winning $300 and thought we had the bank, had all First National Bank.
Well, there we go, 9/16. Yep.
Dean was Greg's hero.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you what, he was a lot of people's hero. He was not only a good driver, he was a great man. I mean, just like I said, I having trouble with carburetors, 4-barrel carburetors, and like I said, I was didn't know much about them, anything, setting them up or anything, going. And he come over during intermission and worked on my car, my race car, and he was broke down in the meantime, and he had somebody fixing his. I can't remember if he had a broken axle or rear end or what was gone, but they was working on his car, and he was over helping me. We was told they were going with a 57 Ford station wagon, which was high geared, no power. To get up the hill, didn't have power enough to pull it. I mean, you get up the hill and they get in a race car, or at the bottom of the hill going, and as we get started up the hill, we always just give a circle wind and wind up the race car and shove the tow car up over the hill. Shove her up to the racetrack.
Both vehicles?
Oh, we had to get there.
Yeah, always hit wind her up at the bottom and get down there to, you know, just take the hand out the window and wind her up. That mean to start the race car up and shove the other one with the tow bar, shove them right up the hill.
I won every race I was ever in.
You won every race you were ever in?
I think so, didn't I, Oak?
Well, you didn't do that. You didn't do quite that good, but you did.
Close enough. Close enough.
Well, tell me, there was apparently one race where, in fact, you were out there on the race track, and so was your mother.
Yes, my mother.
Smithport.
That was over to Smithport, and she got in the car and she was running too. But she got in my way and she wouldn't move, so I put her out of the way and went on by and won. Well, what would you do?
So you moved your mother out of the way.
Yes, I did.
I just want to try to set the scene. When you both got out of the car and you saw
Was
your
she
mother,
mad
what did
at
she
me?
say?
No, I don't remember because I probably read like heck. I really don't remember. But she probably didn't have anything good to say.
Yeah. I think that's the most amazing story.
I gotta tell you, but you're one of the best storytellers that we've interviewed.